Alright, so today we're going to be looking at frequency tables, histograms, and bar graphs. Now, the first thing we have to talk about is something called a tally table. Okay, a tally table shows the number of times a specific item in the data was recorded. So you, for example, you're sitting at the road and you're counting the number of, you're sitting at the road, a number of blue cars come past, a number of red cars and number of white cars, and then we're going to say other, and you sit there for a amount of time and you count. It's like, oh, that's one there, that's one there, there's a couple white ones, another white one, oh, they drives past a red one, another white one, oh, that's a truck over there, that's another white one, it's a blue one, it's a white one, and so on and so forth. And after a while, you see that there are two blues, two reds, and then this here represents 5 because we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4 and through. So that's 5 plus 1 is 6, and my other, it's obviously just 1. All right. So a tally table shows the number of times a specific item in the data was recorded, represented by a stripe. So I showed you one stripe is one frequency, while the frequency of 5 is represented by 4 stripes and a horizontal stripe. So you go 1, 2, no, hold on. 1, oh, goodness me, what's going on here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, that's a tally table. Now, a frequency table, okay, represents the tallies in a numerical format. Okay, a frequency table represents the tallies in a numerical format or a whole number. So this is all in. So if we have to look at the previous stuff we've been doing before, we've taken our data, we assembled it into ascending order, and we found what the mode, what the median, the mean, our central tendencies. We're able to find what the quartiles are. We're able to find the interquartile range, the range, and so on and so forth. What we're doing now, we group all that's called ungrouped data. What we're doing now in a frequency table is grouping our data. So let's have a look here. Look, the age interval, okay, ages of teachers at Alex are as follows. Okay, so have a look here. We're going to finish the table, the age intervals first. So you see it says 20 less than x less than or equal to 30. And then it says 30 less than x, because 30, if you're 30, you're going to be in this one over here. So we're going to say 40 less than x less than equal to 50, because it goes up in tens. 50 less than x less than or equal to 60. 60 less than x less than or equal to 70. And then the last one, 70 less than x less than or equal to 80. All right. So having a look at our tally, we're going to carry along. We're going to count from 1 to 1 to 1, and we're going to count what they are. So 35 is between 30 and 40. So we're going to count the one there. Okay. 30 is in this range here because it's less than or equal to 30. So it's going to be 1 there. 34 is in this one over here. 21 is in there. 25's in here. Okay. 23 is in here. 37 is over here. 28 between 20 and 30. So 28. 54 is over there. Okay. 74, it's very old teacher there. Okay. Then there's 44. 44 is going to be over here. Okay. 46 over there. 27 over there. 37 over there. 33. 33 is between there. Count like that. 61. Okay. Another 37. All right. 29. 29's over there. Okay. 25 over there. 26 is over there. 30 again is over there, so it's 4. We're going to put a swipe through. 36 over here, 46 over there, 39's over here. Okay, then have a look. There's 53. 53 is going to go over there. We have a 37, a 62, a 53, and then another two 37s. So another one and there. Okay, so now that we've finished looking at the tally, we're going to look at the frequency. Now, the frequency represents the tallies we have found in a numerical format. So the tallies is just these little marks we have made. Now, the frequency is now the number of marks. So in the first age interval over here, we have made 10 marks over here. So the frequency is 10. The next one is going to be 11. There is 3 over there. There's 3 in the next one. There's 2 in the second last one, and there's just 1 in your last age interval. Now, when they're talking about the midpoint of the interval, this little symbol here doesn't quite do it justice. It looks something like that, right? So do you see we've taken a squiffy line and we cut it in half. So we want the middle of that point. So what is the middle of 20 and 30? It's going to be obviously 25. Okay. Obviously, then the middle between 30 and 40 is going to go, no, not 40, it's going to be 35. 45, 55, 65, and then 75. Okay, so what we've done now, we've taken all our data points and put it into intervals, so we have grouped our data. Now, this little thing here, we're going to say f multiplied by my x, so the frequency multiplied by my midpoint, and we're going to get there. So 10 times 25 is going to be 250. 11 times 35 is going to be 385. 385. 3 times 45 is 135. 3 times 55. 3 times 55 is equal to 165. 2 times 65 is equal to 130. And 1 times 75 is just 75. So now what we've done, we have completed my frequency table. Now we're going to come back to this, what that is now. All right. So when we're having a look, what is the actual mean of the data? Now the mean of the data, we know is our mean is equal to the sum of all my data points divided by the number of data points there are. So we can see there, we're going to take up all these things that we've crossed out and we're going to add them up. So let's add them up now quickly. Okay, we can now see that my sum of all my data points is going to be equal to 1156. And we're going to divide it by the number of data points, my population. So the ages of Alex, so how many teachers? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's 30 teachers recorded here. Divide by 30. All right. So my actual mean is going to be 156 divided by 30. And we're going to have a mean age, my average age, of 38.53. And we're going to put it in years. Now, when we're talking about the estimated mean of the data, we're saying the estimated mean, okay, is equal to the sum of the points, the frequency multiplied by my middle, or midpoints of them. So we got that from our frequency over here. So we're coming back to what this is here. We have taken my frequency, the number of times they are in that age group, that age interval, and we're going to multiply the age interval. So there's 10 in the first one. The midpoint of what it is, so 10 times 25 is going to be 250. We're then going to add up all these points, add them all up, and we're going to get, that's my sum of all my points. And then we're going to do that, and we're going to divide that again by the number we are. And where do we get our number from? It's again, yes, it's from our point, but we can see if we add up the frequency, okay, if we add up the frequency, so 10 plus that plus 3 plus 3 there plus there, all that together should add up again to 30. So it's the sum of my frequencies. So let's work that out quickly now. Okay, so we can see there when all the data is grouped together, the estimated mean is 1,140 divided by 30. So we're going to divide that by 30 and we're going to get an estimated age, okay, of 38 years. Now have a look. Why do we have differences? My actual mean is 38.53. But my estimated mean is 38. Why is it different? It is different because we have taken our data and we've grouped them together. We don't have a true understanding, a true representation of the data points. We have basically the midpoint. We have the approximate of the data points. Still, have a look. 38.53 and 38, that's very close to one another. So what we're going to do, we're going to sketch a histogram of the data, a histogram. So first thing, graphs always have a title. So let's think what title we're going to have. Okay, the ages of teachers at Alex. Okay, so we're going to say histogram, okay, of ages of teachers at Alex. All right, so in my first point here, okay, the first column, it's going to be a first age interval. Okay, so we're going to say this one here. So we're going to put it in here. We're going to say, in here, we're going to say 20 less than x less than or equal to 30. And then the next one, 30 less than x less than or equal to 40, and so on, so forth. Over here, we're going to put in, so here is my age interval, okay, and then up the side here, we're going to work out the frequency, okay. So let's plug in all those data points now. Right, so now that we've put our data in the first column, we had how many people in the first interval. So let's go back, let's check the data there. Oh, we had 10 frequencies, so we had 10 points. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to cover in from there. So there, down. Right, so let's make it nice and big. Okay, so there are 10 in my first data point. Okay, the next one, how many did we have in the second data point? We had 11. So in this one, we're going to go up to 11. Okay, and then now we have our histogram. Histograms, they touch. Bar graphs don't touch each other. Okay, so we're going to color it all in, all to the bottom. There we go. And there's it there. Okay. Now, what was the next frequency? It was 3, 3, 2, and then 1. Okay. 3, 3, 2, and 1. So it was over here. 3, 3. Oh, goodness. Let's take that over. 3, 2, and 1. Right, so now we can color that in. So we can interpret this data. Let's have a look. It reaches here at 10. So in between 10 and 30, there's going to be, between 20 and 30, there's going to be 10. Between 30 and 40, there's 11. 40 and 50, there's 3. 50 and 60, there's 3. 60 and 70 is 2. And 70 and 80 is 1. So what is the modal interval? The mode is the one that occurs the most. So my modal interval is 30 less than x less than or equal to 40. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to represent our data onto a frequency table first. We're going to do a tally table, then a frequency table. We're going to find the midpoint, what the frequency times my midpoint is, so then we can find my estimated mean and my actual mean. So let's go and fill in the table now quickly. Okay, so when we're looking here, determine the range of the data. The range is going to be, remember your range is your highest minus my lowest. So let's quickly find the highest mark. The highest is there 50? It's our test out of 50. So no, the highest mark was 49. So we say 49 minus my lowest mark. Lowest mark, there's it over there. It's a 3. Shame. They didn't study too much. So my range of my data is going to be 46. Okay, what is the modal mark? Now the mode is again the number that occurs the most. So quickly find what the modal mark is. My modal mark is the number that occurs the most. Okay, so the number that occurs the most is 7. So there's a 7, there's a 7, and there's a 7 there. So my mode is 7. Okay, very low marks there. So let's put this all into a tally table. 15. Okay, so we're going to take 15. Where does it fit? It fits over here. We've done the 15. Then 27 fits over here. It is in between 20. So it's greater than or equal to 20, but it's less than 30. So it fits there. And now we're going to fill in our table like that. Okay, so as I'm finding my tallies, I can see, oh, we have more than one modal class. Have a look. We said 7 occurs 3 times, but look, there's an 18, there's an 18, and there's an 18. So 18 also occurs 3 times. So we've got to check and make sure that is everything. So that means that 7 and 18 are going to be my modal classes, my modal marks. Alright, so from the tallies here, we can see that the frequency between 0 and less than 10, there's going to be 6. There's 10 at the next one, 3, 7, and then 6. Now, how many got more than 50? Now, there wasn't any that got there. Okay, so it was just 0. Now, you can't get more than 50 because the test was out of 50. So what you're going to do, you're going to ignore this row here. All right, so now let's find the midpoint between 0 and 10. It is going to be 5, 15, and then here's 25. So we can see it goes, my midpoint goes up by how big my frequency interval marks are. So next one's 35. Okay, there's 45. Okay, so then we're going to take our frequency times my midpoint. 6 times 5 is going to be 30. 10 times 15, 150. 3 times 25 is going to be 75. 35 times 7 is going to be equal to 245. And then 6 times 45, okay, is just a clean 270. All right, so we're going to add some things up and we're going to help us here now quickly. So determine the actual mean. The actual mean, the sum of all the data points is equal to the sum of the data points divided by my population, my number of points there are. My estimated mean is going to be, my estimated mean is equal to the sum of my frequency times my midpoint. So that's the last column we got, divided by my frequency or my n value. All right, so let's plug those in and see what we get. So for my number of points here, my sum of all my points, I get 795. And now how many people are in the class? Test out of 50, so let's count them up quickly. Okay, so there are 32 population. 32. All right. So we put that into our calculator and get 795 divided by 32, and we get an average mark, okay, an average mark of 24.84, okay, percent, 2 decimal places. Now the estimated mean, we're going to take our points there. F times x, we're going to add up all these points. So 30 plus 150 plus 75 plus 245 plus 270. And we get a total here of 770 divided by the number of points, 32. And we're going to get an answer there divided by 32 of 24.06%. All right. So we can then see, again, it's very close. My actual mean is 24.84, and my estimated mean is 24.06. This is my grouped estimated mean. So it's the grouped part, and then this is all individual. So what we're going to do, we're going to sketch a histogram again. So we're going to look at the data. We're going to put it, so we've got 0 less than or equal to x less than 10, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a histogram showing the marks of, okay, the marks of tests. Okay, so here we're showing the frequency, and then here, okay, this is the marks interval. Okay, so in the first interval, how many people were there? It was 6. The frequency was 6 in the first one over here. The second one is 10, 3, 7, so it's going to be 10, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 7. Okay, and then 10, 3, 7. The last one is 6. So there's 6. Got nearly full marks. Right. So we're going to take our data now. I'm going to represent. So there's this one here. 6. There. The second one. We got nearly 10 over there. Okay. Third one. Got 3. Fourth interval. Got 7. Okay, and then the last one here we got 6. 4, 5, 6. So what is my modal interval? The mode is the one that occurs the most. So it is going to be 10 less than or equal to x, which is less than 20. Is my modal interval. Now, this one here, the bar graph, double bar graph, shows the number of boys and girls for every grade in the school. Now, they're not going to give you something like this that is very hard to read. It will be easy to read. But let's just look at what we have here. So, how many learners are in grade 8? So, let's find some straight lines here. Okay, from there to there. Okay, so I'd say about... Okay, so number of learners grade 8, we take the number of boys. Okay, so I'm going to say roughly about 55 plus number of girls, I'm going to say 65, so about 120. Okay, so learners grade, how many boys are in grade 11? So boys, so here's it here, it's around in the middle, so I'm going to say there's about 50 boys in grade 11. Which grade is there more girls than boys? So it is grade 8, okay, is grade 11 and grade 12. So how many learners are in the school? We're going to add up all the things together. So to do that, we're going to take all the girls. So in the first one, there's roughly, I'd say 65 plus 75 in grade 9 plus 80 in grade 10 plus 100 in grade 11 plus, I'd say 75 also in grade 12. So there's 395 learners in the school. So that's the number of girls. Okay. So how many learners? So we need to add up all the boys now as well. So we're going to say 55 plus 75 plus 120 plus minus 50 there plus 65 for in matric. So there plus the 365 boys. Okay, and that's going to give you 305. So again, give you 760 learners in the school.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you don't know me, please can you, and those of you know me, that you know this already, when I call out a heading, only say yes or don't say yes, nothing else. If it applies to you, say yes. Nobody says